Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Our Saturday is underway. We're gonna get it started on our mats, because it's all about the mats. To get started today, you're gonna come to the center part of your mats. We're just gonna be we're just gonna start with some stepping forward, stepping back. A little bit of arm movement into it. As you step forward with the right foot, bring the right arm up, give it a little flex and alternate from side to side. On the next step, let's bring it together and bring the feet to the edges of the mat and just step side to side. Whatever width is best for your body, just figure it out. Bring some arm action in, swaying left to right. Again, coordinating with our steps. Make the width or the swing a little greater with each step. And then eventually let's just circle it around, alternating from side to side. Awkward as it may be. And then calming it all and bring the feet down so they're underneath the hips. Let's take the hands and open them the face forward, draw the elbows back, and then serve out the arms, and then do that for a few reps. We're gonna add a little bit of progression into this. Are you ready for it? I can tell, it's got that sense. All right, now, as they come back, we're gonna squat, and as we stand up, we're gonna serve. So down and serving up. A few more repetitions. Getting this body of ours warmed up. We've got some work for it today. Got some stretching for it today. Got some happiness. Finish up the class. And as on our next rep, let's hold it up, bring hands over heart, and step sideways on your mat. Beautiful. Now, we take the hips, and we're gonna move them to the right with a slight bend in the knee. As we straighten the legs, we come back center, and then we go to the opposite side. So we're just gonna alternate from side to side. Just do a little elbow lift as you bring it across. I'm gonna interlock my fingers. So as I step left, elbow lift left. And as I step right, elbow left to the right. Couple more repetitions. You should feel a little bit of heat building in the body. You got that sensation. Welcome to the warming process. Bring some calm. Bring our feet back to a standing straight forward position. Take your arms all the way out, shoulder height. Whew, gets my breath. Palms facing to the sky, fingers separated widely. Arms pull away from the body, and then use your thumbs to initiate a slight pull backward to open up through the chest. As we keep that opening, let's take the left hand and drop it down onto your hip and sweep the right arm up and into the sky. And gently push that right hip out, circle it back slightly, send forward, kind of like a semicircular type of motion. And then sweeping that right arm down, left arm sweeps out, all the way up as the hip pushes out. And we semicircle that left hip, keeping that left hand reaching high to the sky, no bend, little bend in the elbow. Couple more reps as we come. With both hands back on hips. Give me a nice proud chest. Let's draw the elbows towards the center line of the back, and let's grow that neck nice and long. As you pull that booty back and begin to chop the hips and fold forward. And much like that little water bird that our parents used to have, that little gimmicky bird that would dip its beak into the water, we're going to do a few repetitions like this. Focusing on our form. The form, of course, is hips pulling back. As the hips chop, spine remains long, as does the neck. And we're going to do that for a few more repetitions. Explore the range down. More about the down is the lengthening through those back or posterior muscles. And make sure that your shoulders aren't rotating internally. Try to keep them pinned backwards as we make another couple reps. Only to arrive at a standing position, let the arms relax. Shake them out, and then just gently step side to side. Kind of create your own little rhythm. Bend the elbows, get those biceps a little engaged. Up and down, side to side. As we move, enjoy. And then let's bring it to a calm. And guess what time it is? It's not quitting time. No,
Wait time.
it's weight time. So gonna grab immediate weights. Remember, we're still in the latter stages of warming. As you grab your weights, it's enough weight that when we do some folding or hip flexion, just like we were practicing earlier, we're gonna pull the booty back, lower down, and we've selected enough weight where we can kind of feel those muscles. And we're working just a medium amount, lowering and raising. If you need to make a change to the weight, you can always do that. Maybe you started too heavy, maybe you started too light. You're gonna just figure out where you need to be right now. And as we continue to do repetitions of this work, we're gonna add in. I know, adding sounds so much fun, doesn't it? All right, now as we raise up, I'd like you to open up the palms, and as we lower down, close the palms. So we're just working the shoulders a little bit as we raise and lower our upper body, keeping that spine, what? Yes, nice and long. All right, couple more reps here. On the next downward descent, you're going to tabletop the back. I'm going to take right arm, lift the elbow and lower, left arm lifts, and we're going to alternate side to side. Drift those hips back and use much weight bearing back in the heel as we lift and lower our weights in this folded position. Make a little faster speed as you go side to side. And then palm the weights, body comes to stand, put them down for a second, shake out those palms, fingers, let some blood flow come back in. We've been gripping them for a while. Separate your feet a little wider than hip width apart until turn the toes outwardly and bring hands over heart. As we go into a plie type squat. Not really a true plie, we have a distance separated from the heels. I like you to come down and raise up, and just keep hands over heart. On both the ascent and the descent, I'd like you to go slowly so that there's muscle recruitment for that whole range of motion. As you push up, try to initiate a push back from the heels, almost like you're sliding the heels outward. You're not moving, of course. And as you lower down, whatever floats your boat. Focus today is legs. Last week we did shoulders. So your booty might feel a little uncomfortable. And you lie down, or should I sit down on the toilet seat today? It's all right, you know that you did something good for your body. Now, hold up. Relax the body, shake up the legs. Grab your medium or heavy weights again. Oh, sorry, one of your medium or heavy weights. Again, and we're going to come sideways to the mat. Now a goblet grip. So that's basically you hold the head of the weight. And you bring it up. So the weight basically sits in the palms of the hands. I'm going to step out the feet wider than hip width apart. So we can kind of do more of a sumo-like squat. And we're going to get that started by simply lowering with a nice vertical upper body. Our hips towards the earth and slowly raising up. And much like we practiced earlier, I'd like you to push from the heels as your body raises and just do whatever when you lower down. So now we've added a little bit of weight as we continue with the reps. If you're getting a nice little burn, not only in the quads, maybe a little bit also in the glutes, you know you've got a pretty good weight selection. If the movement is failing right now, it probably shows a little bit too much weight. You can lighten it up, even if that means getting rid of the weight altogether. And if it's nothing, maybe, perhaps, just a suggestion, adding a little more weight. Again, realizing I don't know you as well as you do. So you're going to make the right body appropriate selection as we continue to rep, changing as we need. All of our repetitions now as we build endurance in these muscles with a little bit of weight, up, down. Now, on the next down, I'm going to hold down and explore range. See if you can sink a little lower, little lower, little lower, and then slowly from the heels, pushing them all the way back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. Next time down, slow. Slow, slow, slow. A little lower, and then slowly push back up. And then finally, descent, controlled, hitting that low point, and then seeing a little more depth if it's there, and then push back up, grab that weight, set it down, and enjoy a little bit of a break. Water, towel if you need. I forgot mine, so I'm just gonna go without it. When you're ready, hands are gonna come to hips. We're gonna bring our feet about hip width apart, and we're gonna initiate some stepping back. So this is a reverse lunge. Whoops. I'm gonna step back with the left foot first. We have that left knee bent, so we're not straight through the leg. Little bend. Now, vertical. Lower with both knees bending. Allow that left knee to tap the earth. And then, while we keep hands over heart, we're going to come back up slowly to both legs straight. Then the knees bend and we lower. And then we come back to straight. Step in or out with the back foot to allow this movement to be comfortable for the range of motion that we're doing. And both legs actively working to lift and to lower. In the front, quads, and in the back, not so much anything, although they do have better control of the forward and back muscles of the leg. And then as we raise up this time, step the back foot forward, switch up sides, same setup, opposite side. When you're there, both knees start in the bend position, lower down, figure out your foot distance, separate them as needed, and just begin the process. Enjoy the process. All right. We have a few more repetitions. Enjoy the silence. Yes, I know, I like to talk. Slowly up, slowly down. Quads going, good morning. Good stuff. On the next raise, hold up, step it forward, and we're going to take it down to the mat. Welcome. All right. Oh, look at that. My little water angel brought some water. Cheers. Okay. Boy, that tasted so good. All right, I'm going to bring heels towards the corners of our mat. So we have about a 90-degree bend in the knees. And we have a little bit of a grip on top of the kneecap. We're going to keep a nice proud chest with a nice long spine. We're going to take your chin and draw it in to your chest, sorry, to your neck, and keep your chest nice and proud. While we hold on this, I want you to imagination time. We have a little string pulling up the top of the head. Chest is nice and proud and broad. Now we're going to release the hands off the kneecaps with palms open to the sky. We're going to take the widely separated fingers, palm facing sky hands of ours, and open them up. And I say open, I mean sweep the thumbs backwards. As we hold on this with a nice proud chest, I like you to focus on pulling the chin in towards the neck and growing the spinal column from base to the top of the head. Keep that growth going. And now bring hands over heart and Pilates style. C curve the spine, sorry, and lower down onto the mat. Extending the legs all the way up, slightly wider than hip width. Hands raise up to the skies as you separate your fingers widely. Let's make sure your toes haven't opened up. We have them aiming skyward as best you can as we sweep the arms back to find a peripheral view of them. And we use the fingers to pull along. Let the shoulders kind of rise up and pull backwards on a diagonal. Take your chin, drop it into your neck, and then take that neck and kind of pull into your chest and slowly sweep the arms forward. Let's raise every vertebrae as slowly as you can, keeping the spine C curved as the arms extend forward and eventually dive towards the feet. And then feel that nice low back release. You might feel along the hammies, feeling a nice lengthening. We use them a lot. This is a nice stretch for them to enjoy. Two components, the low back and also those hammies. Now as you inhale, straighten the spinal column. Hey, Will, how are you doing? Yeah, I know. Good to see you too. Keeping the spinal column nice and straight. Come up to staff-like position with the arms extending straight out. Sweep the arms outwardly. Nice. Now, keep the thumbs hanging to the sky. Use the fingers to pull the arms out of the sockets, basically. Turn the palms to face the sky and use the thumbs to pull backwards for that nice stretch. Now, drop the chin into the chest, C curve the spine, and slowly lower the body. Bring the hands back up over chest, about shoulder width apart. Sweep the arms backwards for a nice pull through the lateral sections of your rib cage. Pull along the hands. Keep the arms reaching backwards as you drop the chin and slowly peel vertebrae by vertebrae. Oh, off the mat. We're adding load to this work. And that's simply with the arms being in a more posterior orientation as we dive with that nice C-curve spine, heads relaxed, and then we inhale and extend to a flat back as we come into staff pose with arms extended forward. So that's really the exercise there in its totality. Now, drop it, slowly lower, arms sweep backwards. Enjoy the peripheral view of them. Chin drops into chest, and we arise back up slowly with the arms trying to remain as best we can in a posterior orientation. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Unhinge through the hips back to staff-like pose, and then slowly return back. And do this a couple of more times. You might find that your arms cannot stay back as far as you could the first time. And that's generally a sign of fatigue, which is good. Inhale, extend, back to staff. Chin tucks, then we lower. Arms come to peripheral. And on this next rep, when we arise, we're moving on. Oh, goodness. There we go. Extend, back up, relax the arms, shake them out. Great job. Going to come to sweep the legs all the way backwards. As we come into all fours, going to get your medium weight or heavy weight and bring it to the right side. We're going to hold this right now as we take our elbow and right elbow that is, and we'll raise it to the sky. So nice. And then lower back down. Switch sides. So we're going to basically raise, lower the weight to center, so we can grab it and lift it to the opposite side. And we're going to alternate from side to side. As Lily goes, what the heck is going on here, folks? Why can't you pet me, Dad? It's just such an easy thing to do, right here. All right, a couple more reps. As you make these reps happen, I'd like you to pull your elbow, but more importantly, your shoulder upwards. And before you return the weight, it's really an exterior muscle of the shoulder that we're exercising. As we get this one more rep on each side, make the effort to pull the shoulder, pull it up, settle the weight. Take your left and right foot, step them forward, so you're now in an inverted position. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back in extension as you now grab the weight, almost like a reverse goblet. So fingers go down to the bar. We're going to unhinge, lift the weight off the ground, and we're going to basically hold on to it in a goblet, reverse goblet stop. Beautiful. Now, folding, tapping the end of the weight, coming back up. And do that for a few more repetitions. On the next repetition, take the weight, lay it back down on the floor, keep folded, and then grab it in your right hand. Raise up, curl, and press. And then we're going to fold down, centering the weight between the feet, switching the hands, unfolding, curling, and pressing. And now we're on to a new exercise. So as we work the repetitions here, we're going to try to work to what's called failure. It may not happen, but just basically means we're going to be doing a lot of reps, alternating side to side. Little variation in what we're doing. There's little of it, but we are working a lot of the muscle of the body as we move weight from the ground into high position in the sky. So it's going to create a cardiovascular effect as we continue with our reps. We can increase that effect by increasing the frequency by which we do the movement. So I'm going to start moving a little faster. I invite you to do the same. Up, down, up, down. Slower if you need, and faster if you want, as we continue on these reps. If you already hit failure, you can just basically take a little bit of a break and do bicep curls. All right, couple more reps for me, because it's all about me. I'm just joking, of course. Before we bring the weight down. Now, I'm going to grab both ends. With a grip on both ends, I like you to bring the weight up and roll it in towards the neck. So don't put your neck on that bar. It's like do the exact opposite. Pull the chin in towards the neck and keep that weight kind of nestled just across the clavicles, those little bones that run across your shoulders. Then you're going to take your feet and then you're going to open ever so slightly, more if you need it, of course, and bring those elbows nice and high. Now, cannonball shooting into the gut. You know what I'm talking about. Give me that nice contraction as you aim to keep the elbows high. We're going to come down with that booty. And as we lower down, try to keep that spinal column nice and long as we slowly raise and lower quads and glutes. Focus here. Once again, the focus is on legs today. Like a little bit of shaking going on, that's good. It means we work those muscles. Now, whatever weight bearing is necessary to get low, enjoy it. Push from the heels without sliding them out, of course, as you raise your body. Elbows remain high. Chest remains proud. Six-pack muscle remains active. Down, up. Do 3 more reps, and then we're going to move on We're gonna take it down to the mat, work on our abs. One more for me. Raising up, lowering the weight, marrying it up with the other one, grabbing some water, allow me to say cheers for along in the process. And as promised, heading down to the mat. Take it down. Whoa, that's what you call a graceful transition. All right, now we're going to start a little stretch for that low back. Knees bent 90, hands in between, walk forward, fold in. A lot of flexion for the spine. Next, relax. You can basically rotate it from side to side. And then walk those hands back up. Straighten out those legs. See, curve your spine as you return in that upper body. You're back down onto the mat. Take your right foot, step it in, and take the left leg, push over the heel. Now, before we lift, I'd like you to kind of rock your pelvis. Now, with this setup, you may not be able to get an absolute touch of your low back skin, but I just want to kind of rock back, give you as much as you can. And while you hold that, it takes a little bit of coordination of muscle without tensing through the neck. A little bit of muscle to hold that. We're going to take the left leg and slowly raise it into the air without bending the knee. Now, at some point along that motion of the leg, you might now feel your low back skin touch the mat. I'm going to ask you to engage that six-pack muscle as we slowly lower the left leg, extending out on that left hip flexor. So it's kind of like a stretch of sorts. And you might notice you have more success, or may not, it's a work in progress, but you might notice you're able to get that lower back a little closer or upon the floor. And I want you to try to enjoy that experience through the range of motion as best you can, as long as you can, as we raise and lower that left leg. So we're literally just doing hip extension on the left side. So those left hip flexors get a stretch and a muscle activation all in the same exercise. How's that, folks? You ask for more? I don't know. So we're just going to do a few more repetitions, try to keep the leg unbent, unbent, straight. There you go. Sometimes it's just what you say, right? Couple more reps. And then as you return the foot, bend through the knee, plant that left foot, extend the right leg. And once again, try to get the low back skin sensation. May not be achievable until we get the leg up to a certain height. Once you find it, you have a better opportunity to control it. Keep that control as you keep the leg moving all the way down and all the way up. The knee is not to help here. We're not bending to get the leg to touch. We're using that nice straight leg as a guide to keep open and to close the angle in that right hip of hip flexors, getting some blood flow, much needed blood flow, nutrients, oxygen, muscle lengthening, muscle shortening with load, low load. That's all good. Repetitions, working endurance. Enjoy it for a couple more repetitions. And on the next descent, plant that right foot, bring both heels, both a little wider than hip width apart, with feet flat to the floor. Take your toes and try to spread them like a fan. You know how you hold those hand fans and it spreads open? Do the same with your toes. And now we're going to take a little bit of pelvic rocking to see if we can establish a nice gentle touch to the low back skin. Once you have it, engage your six pack. So when we engage something like that, we often see a transverse or a transfer of other activations because it's more of a preventative thing because you're physically doing that. Sometimes we see other muscle groups kind of react. So I'm going to ask you to check in with your neck. Make sure you're not tense. I'm going to keep the rib cage, the abdominals nicely active, and we're going to keep the neck neutral. And as we lift up, we're going to do a little peel. And it's nothing to do with chemicals, it's all about physiological. I like you to take your tailbone and slowly round it away, which means there's the lower back, the lumbar spine, each vertebrae. I like you to peel each vertebrae as best you can, one at a time. And then you're going to get up to the lower middle part of the back. Same thing. So we're really kind of coming into a bridge, vertebrae by vertebrae, lifting up as best we can, feeling a nice activation in those gluteals and a nice stretch or pull along those hips of ours. Pushing as high or lifting as high, getting as many of the vertebrae off the floor. Shoulder blades are flat, and then slowly reverse the process. Trying to imprint this time each and every vertebrae as you slowly return. And you can probably feel a little more emphasis on the gluteals as you slowly lower down. And this is a great exercise for spinal flexion and extension, but also for hip mobility. As we work through gluteals, as we reverse the process, as we come back up, we're going to do it very slowly and enjoy the journey. Side legs, you might feel a little bit of muscle pull along the sides. Those are your lateral stabilizers, and that's fine. Those sometimes get abused when we sit for long periods of time. It's really important that we slowly articulate and move each vertebrae as we come back up. This is my third breath. Hopefully you're there. You might have done more, you might have done less. No one's really counting all that forward to mark. That stuff is getting done. That's it. It's not an objective. We don't need to reach a certain number. I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to move on. You can join me. Done when you're done. If you can, join back in. Push high. Hold high. Push a little higher. See if you can get a little more without tensing through the neck. And then slowly return back. When we arrive this time, you're going to pull your knees up and into your body towards your chest. Grab behind, so you're between the bottom and top of your legs, behind the knees. And pull in and out, kind of rocking forward to back. And then bring your forehead up towards the knees so you can kind of see curve the spine, and then rock and roll all the way up to the seated position. Extend the legs all the way up. Now, light to medium weight. You're going to grab whatever you got. We're going to globbing. Why can't I say goblet style? Hold the weight. There we go. You think with goblets and drinking, I should have definitely have that one mastered. Now, with nice goblet style, we're going to kind of keep that weight right there. And we're going to basically take our shoulders and pull them off the center line of the body, pulling them out and away. Beautiful. With a nice proud chest now, we're going to take the arms and slowly push them out ever so slightly. So as we load that weight, I'm going to hold off there, keeping everything pulling backwards, keeping the chin pulling into the neck. And we're going to rotate just a few degrees so that the weight and leg kind of align, come back center, and do the opposite side. And we're slowly, almost rhythmically, moving side to side. If this feels or aggravates anything along the spinal column, you can reduce the range of motion, or you can pull the weight in a little more. But as best you can, try to pull the weight out as you create the rotational effort. You can explore with it, but I urge you to mind your butt. If it starts to lift off from side to side, you're kind of losing control of this movement. So I like you to kind of just stay the course where you can maintain stability as we work the rotators and the extensors of the spinal column, our obliques, enjoying a little bit of effort and coming back, lowering that goblet all the way down the mat, and then we're going to grab the handle and we're going to bring it back up, and we're going to Pilates style take it down onto the mat, bringing the weight up the center of the body. You're going to step your feet in. We're going to take that little pelvic rock and give me a little bit of base of the spine as we slowly move the weight off the center line of the body. It's going to load onto one shoulder and then slowly come back. You will notice that the calmness through my hips is what you're trying to objectively achieve. Each shoulder of the opposite side of the movement is going to raise slightly off the mat, and that's fine. As we pull back, it's almost like a swinging a bat or a club, where the shoulder that's lifted from the mat is actually going to try to pull back center the weight. Make sure your hips aren't rotating up with the shoulder. Otherwise, we're kind of foregoing the use of our obliques, which we're actually working to strengthen right now. One thing you can notice is the legs transitioning, trying to keep them in the spot that they're in, just to help keep those hips stable. And then when you're centered the next time, bring the weight down, keep it close to the chest. You're going to flip the style, so you're going to grab the ends, and you're going to hold the ends as you push the weight back into the sky. You're going to step the feet out just a little bit, nice, so they bottoms of the feet can remain touching the mat. You're going to draw the shoulders down as you keep the arms straight, and then back to our sit-ups, believe it or not. Drop the chin, push the weight to the sky. Oh, come up, hold up, and then slowly return back down. We're only doing a few repetitions here. So push the weights all the way up, spread up to the sky. C-curve the spine, come back down. Oh, slow is better than fast, but if you have to do fast to do it, you can do it. It's not a penalty for it. Oh, and then let's put that weight down. And then come up to a seated position and sweep the legs back. Come on to all fours. And now we're going to just basically do some cats and cows. Your style, no explanation required. If you want to float it forward and back, if you want to do whatever, go for it. Nice. Now, stepping the feet in, we have one more leg exercise. That's what the emphasis was. And then we're going to take it down and then stretch it out. So, medium and heavy weights, grab it. I'm going to grab the goblet style. Hey, notice I got that one right? Nice stuff, eh? Now, we're going to bring the feet nice and wide. And we're going to just get a little bit crazy here. So, we're going to come down to the right side. We're going to bend the left knee and sweep across, straighten the right leg, and then we're going to basically transition from side to side. And that's the exercise for now. Okay, come center, raise up, lower down, transition right, transition left, come back center, stand up. There you go. Lower, right, center then left, center then up, I'm going to change the direction for 2. Down, left, center, right. Oh, this is crushing. Come back up. One last rep. Down, left, center, right, center, up, and you're done. Great job. Ah, how much fun was that? Little glass of water, a little sippy. Now some stretching. We're going to stretch, excuse me, in our upright position. A little bit of balance stretch going on. You're going to plant your left foot. You're going to take the right knee, bend it. You're going to come behind and pull up. Feel a nice little gluteal stretch. Chest nice and broad. Hold on this. Flex and point the toe. Shoulders pin backwards. Chin pulls into neck. Calm the foot. Put it down. Give you a nice stable posture. Draw the chin in. Draw the shoulders back. Keep the chin drawing in as you rotate right. And come back center. Chin drawing in. Almost like you're trying to give yourself a double neck. You probably are, like I am. And we go from side to side without tilting the head. So the underside of the chin remains vertical. Oh, sorry, horizontal to the floor. There's no funky stuff going on with the shoulders. But most importantly, we remain double chin as we go left side to right side without dipping the top of the head. All right, calm that. Stand it back straight. For me, we may not move just so you can keep visual. The right foot plants. We come down and we're going to lift up that leg. Right leg's relatively straight. So we're going to take the right hip, push forward. There's a lot of flexion in the left hip. You might feel that from the work you did earlier. Shoulders pin back. Chin draws into neck. Lift as high as you can. Point and flex the toe. Toes up and down, right? Maintain the balance. It's a bit of a balance challenge, right? All right, calm, put it down, step it out, put hands on hips. Now, engage six pack. Pull shoulders high, pull chin in. Take the hips, push forward, and take the ball of each big toe, push it into the mat. So, low back compression, we don't want that. So if you're getting it, really make an effort to reset this. Pull back, engage, chest proud, keep engaged, push forward to enjoy a nice stretch without lower back compression. Ball of each big toe pushing the mat, spinal column growing tall, chin pulling to neck, shoulder pin backwards, and relax that. Take the right foot, step it backwards. I'm going to keep the right leg straight. I'm going to take a little left knee bend for the stretch. As we push the right heel to the earth, I'm going to take a nice vertical upper body. I'm going to take that right hip. I'm going to rotate it inwardly. As we push forward, keep that nice pull. You can bring the rest of the upper body in by reaching that right hand tall, high to the sky, and pulling, fingers pulling to the sky. Get the nice length to the right side. Lower the arm, switch the legs. You notice about 20 seconds, 25, maybe 30 tops. All you need to effect a good stretch. Keeping that left heel now driving to the earth. Take that left hip, rotate it inwardly. Left hand reaches to the sky. We're adding to these stretches. Now pull, pull, pull with those left fingers. A little bit of rotation of the shoulder carriage. Get that nice side body length right over that left hip. Just come back center, step the foot in, take your hands, sweep them up to the sky. As we hold, pulling to the sky, let's take left hand over right wrist, take right hip, push it out to the side. Pull along that right arm, push out that right hip, and come back, switching up sides. This is our last stretch. Enjoy it. Coming back center, relaxing the arms, shaking out those shoulders. Giving a big salute to the sun, powerful exhale. And let me look at you right in the eyes and say, thank you for joining us today. Namaste. Good morning. Hello.
Hello?
I got to pause.
Hello? That was good. Thank you. On my new yoga